Welcome into the Brooks Bench with your host Brooke, aka Shiggy, and my co-host Megan.
What's up?
If you're new here, this is not usually how our setup is. We're usually, have a lot of other things going on. But this is the best setup we got. We're currently out of town. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We'll be covering all of March Madness. Today we're going to be doing the first four preview. So it's the first, four games that are going to take place to determine who is going to get those seeds to enter into March Madness. So we'll go into the first four matchups, which will be taking place on Wednesday, March 19th. And this will be for Regional 3. So it is for the 11th seed. So it's Princeton versus Iowa State. And whoever wins will be playing Michigan. So I kind of broken down each team. So we'll start with Princeton first. They finished the conference or the overall season 21-7. They have only one quad win, one quad one win, and then two losses. Their strength of schedule was 70. Really, I don't even know if you can count this as a notable win. Was Harvard? Harvard did do well in their conference, the Ivy League conference.
Well, they
Um,
split 1-1. They won once and lost once to
yeah,
Harvard.
but I mean, if you look at Princeton's schedule, that's probably the most notable win for them. Other than that, they lost to Utah, Columbia, and then, like Megan said, Harvard. Their leading scorer is Sky Belker, 13 points a game, 2 rebounds, and only 2 assists a game. And then Ashley Chia, 12 points a game, 3 rebounds a game, and 2 assists a game. So just a little bit of background on them. And then Iowa State, we all know Iowa State. We talk about them quite frequently on our pod. They went 22-11 overall in the season. They only had one quad one win. They had 9 quad one losses, but they had a pretty tough schedule. Their strength schedule is 38. Losses for them though, this is why I say it's like notable. They played South Carolina, Iowa, UConn, Oklahoma State, West Virginia, Kansas State, TCU, Baylor. All losses, obviously, but a tough schedule,
Yeah.
which we know can prepare you in March, right?
Mhm.
They did beat Kansas State. They looked good in that game. It was later in the season. They are led by Audie Crooks, obviously 23 points a game, 7 rebounds a game, shooting 60% from the field. And then Addie Brown, 15 points a game, 7 rebounds a game, and 5 assists. So now with all that said, Megan, how's the outlook of the game? What are we doing? Who's winning?
I think the reason Iowa State's here is just because of the quad wins. I mean, losses. And then their overall record, 22-11. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, we know the potential there. They're still a good team. So I think that they will have no issue going on to be the 11th seed to play Michigan.
You're confident, no issue.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Not
confident.
even a close game.
Nah. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's going to be competitive. I don't think it's going to be a complete blowout, but I really think Iowa State is going to move on.
And we all know where my stance lies. If you're new here, huge Iowa State fan, huge Audie Crooks fan. So I will obviously I'm riding with them. I don't care who they're going up against. But no, I feel like their schedule was tough. They had to play tough opponents that are all, I mean, pretty much ranked going into the tournament, right? They just had tough losses. They've looked good during the last couple of games. So yeah, obviously I'm riding with Audie Crooks in Iowa State. I know Princeton's shocked a lot of teams in the past, but I gotta go Iowa State in this one. With that said, let's go over to the next first four matchup. We got Regional 1, so this is for the 16th seed. The winner will play UCLA. So it is Southern who finished 20-14 in overall schedule, and then UC San Diego. Did I say 2015? My bad. 20-14 for Southern, 20-15 for UC San Diego. And I'm pretty sure I've seen somewhere where it said UC San Diego. This is their first year that are eligible to actually qualify for the tournament.
Oh, wow.
So that's really cool. So Southern, quad one wins, they had 0. They lost 5 of them. They didn't really have any notable wins, I'm not gonna lie to you. Strength schedule, 249. They lost to Oklahoma, Iowa State, Nebraska, NC State, Washington, Texas, Illinois. So they played some good teams. They just haven't won. Their leading scorer is Anaya Gordine. I hope I said that right. 11 points a game, 4 rebounds a game, 2 assists. She's their do-it-all player. She's the stat leader in almost all stat categories for them. And then Sanaya Reed, 9 points and 3 rebounds. She's averaging a game. UC San Diego on the other end, they had no quad one opponents on their schedule. Strength of schedule was 305. They did lose to Arizona and Stanford. I know they're not in the tournament, but those were the best ones on their schedule. And then their leading scorer, Sugapong, 14 points a game, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. And then Sabrina Ma, 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. Now, I'm actually torn on this game. I looked at it when I was doing the notes, and I'm 50-50, but I mean, what are you thinking after all that?
I'm gonna lean probably to Southern because they at least played some notable teams and
Okay.
have that experience, which I think gives them a little bit of a leg up.
Yeah.
Like you said, you see San Diego, like first time here. I think they're just gonna have to adjust. So I just feel like Southern just has the leg up in this one.
Yeah. I have to like agree with you. Like Southern has the the tougher schedule. They've been kind of battle tested. But
Hmm.
I wanted to kind of go with the vibe of UC San Diego. Your first tournament, like you're gonna kind of show out. I know you didn't have the strongest schedule. That you didn't play anyone quad one opponents. So that's why I was kind of torn. Because you know that Cinderella,
Yeah.
that spark always comes in March and you can't really predict it.
Yeah.
Um but I think I have to lean with you on Southern takes this. They've been battle tested. They have a tougher schedule. I know they didn't win, but I
Mhm.
won't be surprised if UC San Diego takes that magic though
Mm.
and wins it. Okay.
Yeah.
Over to Thursday's matchup. So on Thursday, March 20th, we'll have so this will be regional two for the 11th seed, Washington versus Columbia. Winner plays West Virginia. Now, Washington, they had 10 quad one losses, but they also had 2 wins. They had a tough schedule. Strength of schedule was 45. Notable wins, Illinois and Nebraska. Losses, LSU, UCLA, Utah, Michigan, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio State, Maryland, and USC. They did have a close game between USC. They only lost 69 to 64. They had another close game, LSU. They only lost 68 to 67.
Mhm.
I feel like these games are important to look at because it's like, okay, they battled with some good contending teams.
Yeah.
So it's important to note. Their leading scorer, El Ladine, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. And then Savia Sellers, 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. Columbia, on the other hand, they went 2-2 in quad one. And their strength of schedule is 95. Notable wins. I kind of put Harvard and Princeton here because they're
Mhm.
both in the tournament. So it's kind of like you would just add those as notable wins, I guess.
Mhm.
Losses, Indiana, Duke, and Harvard. Riley Weiss, 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. And then Cecilia Collins, 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. I know where I'm going what direction I'm going to go in, but take it away.
I think out of all of the matchups, this is going to be the closest game.
Okay.
I think it's going to be the most competitive one. I think both of these teams are good, actually. I think that they've also played some good teams.
Mm,
They played Duke and they were actually in the game with Duke, and Duke is like a well-defending team. So to be able to at least keep up a little bit with them is
yeah.
good for Columbia. But I will be leaning towards Washington. I think Washington, I've actually watched Washington play this year.
Mhm.
I haven't really watched Columbia, so I'm just going more on stats for Columbia. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to lean for Washington, but I really do think that based off what I've seen from the stats and the matchups that Columbia has faced this year, it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah. Um, I like Washington. I've been a Huskies fan since I was a kid watching softball. So like I ride with the Huskies every time every chance I can get.
Hmm.
They've been battle tested. I know that they lost 10 quad one, matchups. But look at the names we named. At least they
Yeah.
were in games like with LSU, USC, who are top seeds. And I'm gonna ride that.
Yeah.
So I'm going Huskies. I know Columbia had a little bit of a run last year. Um,
I would
so
say this game is one to watch for maybe a upset. If you're
okay.
rooting for Washington and can consider it that a
Yeah.
upset, but this is one where I can see it going either way, so I wouldn't be surprised if Columbia is able to take it.
Okay. Let's go over to the last first four matchup. So it's regional four for the 16th seed. We have William and Henry and High Point. Winner plays Texas. So William and Mary finished the season 15 and 18. High Point finished 21 and 11. So William and Mary, they did play two quad one teams. They're 0 and 2. Strength of schedule, whoa, words are hard. Strength of schedule, 187. Not really any notable wins. The losses, though, they lost to Maryland 107 to 57. Yikes. Leading scorer, Bella Nascimento, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And then Cassidy Geddes, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. High Point, on the other hand, they went 0-1 quad one in the quad one. Strength of schedule, 340. No really notable wins. Losses, though, they lost to West Virginia 89 to 54. Their leading scorer, Nevaeh Zavala, 10 points, 5 rebounds, and Aaliyah Collins, 10 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists she's averaging. I really think this is a coin flip, but I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I want to say I maybe watched the very, very beginning of the Marilyn and William and Mary before it got
Oh,
out of
really?
hand.
Okay.
Um, and so I'll just probably lean that way just because, I mean, I really don't have much to go off of. I haven't really watched either team throughout the year much, so I don't have a lot to go off of. I think strength of schedule does play a role in preparing you for the tournament. So I would just have to say I'd go off of that and give William and Mary the leg up. But again, another matchup where it potentially could go either way, just because no team really
hmm
stands out more than the other, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think I also have to give it to William and Mary. They have a player that's averaging 16 point,
Yeah.
3 points a game. High Point, they only have two players. I mean not two players, but their two highest scoring players are averaging 10 points a game and their strength of schedule was 340.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna speak, volumes, but March is March. Anything can really happen.
Hmm.
But I mean, just if we're going based off stats, William and Mary, I think will end up taking this one. They will have to end up playing Texas. I mean, all these teams will have to be playing, a top seeded team. But yeah, we just wanted to come on here and go over the first four preview. A lot of these teams, I mean, it's the first time they're actually in the tournament. So just giving you guys a background on each team, how they play through the season, their top scores. So you guys can kind of make your decisions a little bit easier when you're filling out your bracket.
Yep.
So thank you guys for tuning in. I know probably tomorrow we'll be doing our bracket selection. So me, Megan, Brooke will combine on a bracket selection. We'll go through and explain why we picked who we picked. But in the meantime, join our tournament challenge bracket. The link is in our description. And join. We like to compete. We like to see who has the best bracket. But like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate your support. Remember to hit that subscribe button, like this video. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.